Hello, thank you for watching. I'm Dr. Jacqueline Owusu, and this is Living Free Now. And I'm your host. And at Living Free Now, we believe that in receiving salvation, in believing in the life, the death, and the resurrection of Jesus Christ, you have been made righteous with God and co-heirs with Jesus Christ. Now, at Living Free Now, we believe that you should not only be hearers of the word, but be doers of the word as well. Today, I'm really excited because we have Ms. Barbara Pickens here. Hello.
Hello.
And she has a powerful, tremendous testimony that she's willing to share with the world. And this to me needs to be respected because this is a very private part of herself. And she's willing to share this with the world, with you, just because God has mandated her to do it. She has a riveting testimony about the encounter of her life and her health and throughout what the Lord has done for her and where the Lord has taken her from and brought her to. And she is very grateful to the Lord for what he has done for her because she is very much aware that if it wasn't for God's grace, mercy, and compassion, she would not be here today. So she is willing to share this with you for the glory of God, for the expansion of his kingdom. And even if one soul listening to this is saved by this or is helped by this, then she feels that she has accomplished her mission that God wanted her to do. So welcome, Ms. Barbara. Thank you so much for coming on the show and for sharing this part of your life with us. And I know that it's taken a lot of courage to do that because you are a private person. So to do this, I mean, I am forever grateful to you. And I know that your reward it comes from God, not from me. But thank you very much for being here with me.
You're welcome.
Okay. You want to tell us a little bit about yourself so they can kind of get a general idea of who you are? Then I will recap in a general sense the medical history, because this is probably going to be in 2 shows. But the first show, we're going to start from when, she was a child and what she went through. And basically, the last show, we're going to end with what the final end result was. Okay? So tell the audience a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Again, my name is Barbara. I come from a family of 9. A very loving family of 9. When I was a little girl growing up, I used to play a lot like any other little kid. I used to run, jump, ride bicycles, but I always got tired. And so I would always...
And I think you also always had some level of shortness of breath.
Shortness of breath. Okay. So I would kind of sit down.
Difficulty breathing for somebody who doesn't understand shortness of breath.
Difficulty breathing. And always...
But did you know what that was?
I didn't know what that was at all. So I didn't tell my parents. I just kind of kept it to myself because I thought it was normal as a kid.
So you thought everybody had shortness of breath?
Everybody.
Okay.
Down through the years I grew up. Years later, fast forwarding years later, I began to get very ill. And so I would,
But at that time, you knew something was not right.
I knew something was not right. And in the year of, in the beginning of the 90s, I got very ill. My whole body just collapsed. And I had to actually be taken. Actually, my nephew picked me up and put me in the car, and my sister and my nephew took me to the hospital. And I was in the hospital about 2 weeks before they diagnosed me with a lot of different things, and then they said that it was lupus.
Okay, so they diagnosed you at that point with discoid lupus?
Where it's lupus, and I had discoid arthritis.
Discoid arthritis.
Yes.
So you had lupus plus rheumatoid arthritis.
Right.
Okay.
Rheumatoid arthritis, yes.
So for those of you who are not aware of lupus and rheumatoid arthritis, these are really autoimmune diseases. A disease that your body starts kind of rejecting your own body. It starts fighting against you. So, it affects many different organs in the body. It affects your lungs. It affects your kidneys. It affects your respiratory problems. It affects your, stomach. It just affects so many parts of your body, your joints. Some people with bad rheumatoid arthritis will have like this, like the joints are like discombobulated and
Right. Yes.
disfigured. So you want to
Your
show them
hand.
your hands, and thank God, even though she had a bad rheumatoid arthritis, she didn't have those joint problems. Thank God for that. But she did experience other manifestations of this disease.
Yeah.
Okay. So at that point, they diagnosed you with both SLE. Was it SLE, or SLE is the systemic? Okay, so
Yes.
so you both had you had both the SLE as well as the rheumatoid arthritis.
Yes. I
Okay.
did. Yes. Um. That, so
You say you stayed
after
in that hospital for 2 weeks.
for about 2 weeks before they diagnosed me with lupus.
Okay, and then you stayed longer before they discharged you.
At that point, no, it was they discharged me probably on that same day.
Okay. Okay.
And I went. So, but that began a whole long process of pneumonia. For years, every 2 to 3 months, I would have pneumonia. I think the longest that I went without catching pneumonia is about maybe 4 months.
So you kept having recurrent
Just
pneumonia,
recurrent.
So you come out, get sick again, go
sick
back in
again,
the
go
hospital
back in the
again, get sick. So you were just like going to hospital after hospital, doctor to doctor to doctor to doctor, trying to get well. One doctor.
Yeah, I went to my doctor lots of times.
Yeah.
I changed doctors maybe 2 or 3 times. And I would continue to get sick. Couldn't get any relief from coughing, and just it was not easy. It was very.
So at that point, did they have you on medication?
I was on 2 medications. I've always been on at least 2 medications, and
Okay.
and I kept taking those medications, but it wasn't doing any good.
It wasn't. So were you also on oxygen at that point?
At that point, no. This is fast forwarding when I was on oxygen. Down through the years, around 2005, God had healed me of the
The
arthritis,
arthritis,
of the lupus.
of the lupus. Okay. So you were not you didn't have any more manifestations of the lupus, but you still had the arthritis.
I still had the arthritis,
Okay.
but what the doctor said was that I was borderline, and I didn't need to take the medication anymore.
Okay.
So at that point, I stopped taking the medication.
Okay.
I felt fine for a while, but then I started getting sick again.
So you were still then you went back into that chain reaction of the recurrent pneumonia.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
In and out of hospitals.
In and out of the hospital. I've been. I had fluid drawn off my lungs. I don't know how many times, but they go from the back, from the front. They can go through your nostrils or your mouth, and
basically the medical term for that is thoracentesis. That's when they draw fluid out of your lungs. Because sometimes when somebody has recurrent lung problem, you can have buildup of fluid, and it's called pleural effusion. So then they have to go in and kind of use a needle to draw some of this fluid off, so she can have relief. And because it causes shortness of breath and difficulty in breathing, so basically when they remove some of this fluid, then she can breathe a little bit better.
Yes, that's correct. Yes, doctor, that's correct.
Okay.
I did that for a number of years, and just kept on getting ill. In 2006, I had to resign my job because I was too sick to continue.
At that time, were you on oxygen?
No, I didn't get on oxygen until 2008.